Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Scarlett Fu. We're joined by Bloomberg's Isabel Lee. Isabel, what are you looking at today?
We're looking at TSMC. The stock is down. The ADR is down by around 1.5%. The ticker is TSM. So the U.S. has revoked their authorization to freely ship essential gear to its main Chinese chipmaking base. So this potentially curtails production capabilities. The site is located in Nanjing, which is an older generation facility. So American officials recently informed TSMC of their decision to end the so-called VEU, or validated end user. So what is this? It means that TSMC suppliers will have to apply for individual approvals when they want to ship semiconductor equipment covered by U.S. export controls instead of a blanket authorization. So obviously, this is bad news, and it mirrors steps the U.S. took to revoke VEU designations for SK Hynix, a South Korean company, and also, I'm forgetting, what's that one company? Samsung.
Yeah,
yes, thank
absolutely.
you, Paul. So the waivers are set to expire in about 4 months. So again, this is, I think, just sits at the geopolitical tension, so the stock is down.
You think if they pay 15% of the sales to the U.S. government, they can get this thing going again?
That might be the way back into it. I don't know. I just grew up in a world of globalization, and I don't know. So this is all
This is a foreign world.
For a lot of it. Yeah, putting up trade barriers all over the place.
That's what they say, the deglobalization, the opposite of what we work so hard towards.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And PepsiCo is in the headlines today, Isabel, because an activist investor, Elliott Management, one of the biggest, is targeting it.
Yes. So Elliott took a $4 billion stake in the company. The stock is now up by more than 2%. Ticker is PEP. So this makes Elliott one of its largest investors. So we all know that Pepsi has struggled recently in the face of really just stiff competition with Coke and changing consumer taste. Coke is their biggest rival. And Elliott said in a letter to Pepsi's board that PepsiCo's strategic and financial challenges have led to poor results. They also commented on their underperformance and their meaningfully discounted valuation. So Elliott sees a path for a price increase of more than 50% from today's level. So investors are definitely going to cheer that, because 50% is a huge jump. We have Bloomberg Intelligence analyst Kenneth Shea writing that Elliott's stake could renew calls for Pepsi to revisit a separation of its global food and snacks and beverages business. But now, we
got Ken Shea coming up in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a Coke person, but you put Pepsi in front of me, I'm just as happy. I could care less, but I am a Coke person. Caterpillar rounded out.
Caterpillar is down by 0.6%. They reported earnings last week, but it seems like Wall Street analysts are still continuing to weigh in on the company's expectations that tariffs would have an even greater impact on its business. And again, Caterpillar is viewed as a bellwether for global economy because it sells on heavy equipment, construction, mining, energy, and basically a lot more other things. So D.A. Davidson, for instance, acknowledges that the tariff instability could last all 4 years under the current presidential administration. Daiwa Capital Markets said that Caterpillar may not see any impact of higher tariffs on sales and revenue, but they're still cutting the revenue estimate for the second half of 2025. So not a lot of good news there. And you see the stock under pressure by 0.6%. Ticker is CAT.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.